Hello everyone, this is Katerina speaking, and I'll bring you the Samhain report together with the new moon on the 4th of November. And wow, my guides have really prompted me distinctively today to say, Katerina, you have to come online. There's so much we want to share, and we really want to bring some healing, soothing light codes in so everyone can transition with more ease and grace throughout this gateway. And my guide said, and I mean, some of you may already be aware, we had this massive solar flare on Thursday. And those of you who are sensitive can usually feel it as and when it takes place. It's not when the solar flare actually hits Earth, it's often when it's ejected by the sun portal. And from all that I read, and my guide said it as well, there's much more solar activity coming. We had a long period of solar rest, I think about 3 or 4 years, and now the activity is increasing. And I asked my guides and I said, what is the higher purpose of the increased solar activity? And they said, on the bright side, we are definitely receiving more higher vibrations, new light codes, expanded frequencies from higher dimensions, because the sun acts as a portal for the universe. So we are getting far more higher cosmically tuned frequencies. And that also leads to awakening pineal gland activations and helps the shift of all of humanity, anchoring this much higher timeline. So you could say, those of you who are drawn to my messages, you are very, very likely to be the forerunner of the forerunners, really bringing in the first waves of higher dimensional frequencies in. Some of you are frequency holders. That means you really absorb those energies and radiate them in your surroundings. That's often for all of you who also still are in corporate jobs where you feel like, oh my God, I'm in the midst of 3D, what am I doing here? And often you guys have chosen to stay literally in the midst of 3D in order to radiate a higher frequency, helping everyone to elevate to a, say, more benevolent frequency level. And then the Earth Wisdom Keepers, you bring that energy in to anchor it in the land, to raise the frequency in the ley line system, to activate the crystalline system even further. Those of you who are highly sensitive and intuitive are also helping your friends, family to understand what is happening at the moment. And with these solar codes, there are 2 ways to look at it, because solar activity always triggers extreme high ascension symptoms, and that's heightened sensitivity, being irritable, overloaded. You can be by higher frequencies. God, I can't get that out, can I? And so often I'm tired and wired at the same time. Maybe that's what's happening here at the moment. And with that, it's like you're super, super high, yet your whole system is like, can I just go to bed and sleep? And when you are in bed and try to sleep, you can't, because the frequencies are so high. And that is one of the side effects, but it's also super, super activating our pineal gland, our entire higher chakra system. And I always call it, for ease, the antenna into higher dimensions. And my guide said we are getting super cosmically wired at the moment, meaning we are able to tune in far deeper into the universe through the sun portal. We're able to communicate much easier with our team. At the same time, with this intense solar activity that is now going forward, there's also, as a side effect, a deep detox, a shift within, and that can also change weather patterns. Because if you think about it, we release tons, we help the earth to release stuff, and it needs to go somewhere. And that often results in strong winds. If it's kind of more surface level, if it's on a deeper level, then tectonic shifts in the plates, earthquakes and stuff, because that tension that's held there is also getting redirected. And it's my guides just really clearly and said, what else do you want me to say about this? And they're like, it is the time for mass awakening. It's like, it's time for the great awakening. And it's like, you know, that sinus curve that goes, hardly anything happening. And then, oh my God, it's going higher and higher. And we really have reached that critical mass where it's like, it takes forever. And then boom, all of a sudden it goes sky high. And awakening can look so different for everyone. Some people just get more sensitive, they have more questions, they are more switched on. If you talk about things like, yeah, I seem to know what you mean by that, or I want to know more about it. For others, they just become heart openings, you know, kinder, gentler, softer, more loving. For others, it's the big awakening, like, oh my God, this, that, and the others are agendas that are happening simultaneously on Earth. This is the agenda behind, behind certain activities in the 3D matrix. And it's all happening. So I'm just saying that you kind of have an idea that awakening can look different from person to person. And also kind of a soul type. You know, you have those people who are super quick and highly, extremely speed processors. And then you have people who are like, I need this step by step, you know. So there are also personalities types showing in how that awakening unfolds for each and every one. So I guess for all of us who've been awake for a long time, it's going to be interesting to navigate it and to help our friends, family, those we are in touch with, to help understand these shifts. Because all of a sudden on Thursday when I was out and everyone's like, Karina, what's going on? Electric appliances just went haywire and everything. And at the time I wasn't aware it was a solar flare, and I thought I can just feel it. It's so electrically charged, and I felt like there's a deep shift in cleansing, and I felt that, you know, stir up. So I felt more the effects of it rather than knowing, oh wow, today's a solar flare. And then when I came home and looked it up, and then I got in touch with the people that asked me and said, check out solar flares. And there are also really good groups on Facebook and other platforms where you can see, you know, Schumann resonance spiking or solar activity, spaceweather.com, other places where you can really check what is happening in the atmosphere, not just astrologically or energetically, it's all interwoven anyway. And then with the electric appliances and stuff, that can continue, because the more your own energy changes. We also went through a kind of a shift in the electromagnetic structure within Earth, with her releasing, getting on a higher vibrational level, that also destabilized us. And I mean, as you know, I'm not misgrounded. I'm really always working on, I'm in my body, I'm on Earth, I can handle this. And in those times when the energies go even higher and the Earth magnetics are changing, and my system is so connected with the galactics, with the shifts and changes they're bringing on Earth. And it's like, oh my God, I felt like I was stretched beyond measure. And then the Earth wasn't stable, so there wasn't really an anchor to put in. It was really interesting. So if you felt a bit off the last week or two, you might have felt that interdimensional shift, that trying to align everything, but it felt like it just came from various angles. And now we are in the about to be aligned, and then we get to recalibrate it with all the solar flares coming in. So it's going to be an interesting ride. Also really, really strongly coming in is the Christ light. And it's bringing in those expanded heart openings, the you know, all is well. We see the bigger picture. It aligns us much more with 5D and beyond. And on the 11/11, I have my next activation. I do it actually on the 12th, which is a Friday, because the energy is going to be more aligned. And when you, and my guide said, Karina, it's going to be such a massive activation. I'm not allowed to do anything privately on that weekend, because I said I need to hold the space for this. And I thought, oh wow, I rarely get that message, but when I get that message, it means like, whoa, there must be extreme codes coming in. And on a Friday, it's always easier for you to tune in or listening to the replay over the weekend, because it gives you time to process those energies before going back into the other world on Monday. And also the new moon this coming Thursday, it's helping us. It's already opening another portal of extreme light codes coming in, advanced codes. And I see a different line of codes from the moon coming in, which you will experience in a minute, I'm sure, in the transmission. Wow. So it feels like there's an ongoing level, because I felt that the last 2 or 3 weeks, my guides gave me one set of codes for my journey, one set of codes for what I needed to anchor in the earth, and a whole other set of codes for the activation. I said, guys, it's just one body, you know, it needs to fit in somewhere. But it feels like there are varieties of codes going to be available together with the Christ light. It's like, you know, they show me a rainbow, you know, and they say a rainbow is still one energy, but it has different colors. So maybe that helps you as well as me to absorb the variety of codes and what they're going to trigger. And the new moon portal, they're showing me, it's really strongly helping the divine feminine to step into that softness, that loving energy. Lady Venus is straight there when I say that. And the overall high solar activity is also strongly triggering the divine masculine. So men are now awakening, going through the shift. It feels like that the divine feminine has paved the way. She's kind of starting to settle into that expanded frequency and now holding the space for the divine masculine. That's going to be really interesting in relationship dynamics. And they're saying, just imagine, for those of you who know the Caduceus symbol, where the two snakes, the Kundalini energy is interweaving and then creating a whole. And that's also, they're saying, these energies from both moon coming through the moon portal. So they're not just pure moon energy, they're also Venus and other divine feminine frequencies, as well as the heightened solar activity that leads to strong Kundalini activations. And both our inner masculine and our inner feminine are being brought into alignment. And it is this interweaving pattern, and it's also further activating our DNA patterns. So it's all interrelated. So thanks, guys. That makes more sense for me now, to help my own mental understanding, to see how do I integrate those frequencies and let them just intermingle. And they have an alchemical reaction that's almost like, you know, when you use a stone and a stick and then it creates fire when you're persistent enough. And I feel like that's exactly the same. It creates that energetic friction that can ignite more within ourselves. Wow, thanks, guides. I'm really grateful that you brought that in. So the new moon is very much bringing that divine feminine energy in, while we have at the same time the high solar activity. And the 11:11, they're saying it's going to be the cosmic spark. It's like, you know, when that really, the fire is coming, it's a bonfire, it's a cosmic bonfire. Oh, wow. I'm going to be curious. And the 11:11 is always an awakening code, and I live in number 11, and it does make a difference. That energy of 11 sparks a lot of inner dynamic. And I'm just tuning in how that 11:11 will impact the collective. And it's almost like I see loads of people up on a mountain and they're sliding down the hill, you know, when they give the start for a run up or whatever, and they're all sliding down that hill, finding new pathways, new timelines, anchoring. It will send a huge wave of awakening through all matrices, through all layers. And they say it's really important to align yourself with the energy of joy and creativity. And the more you are in joy and creativity, you also find highly unusual solutions for things that are seemingly blocked, you know, by the old matrix that's rumbling anyway. But if you come from a different angle and see what is my pathway through here with joy and creativity, your team can much easier guide you. And I think they said something else about that. What was it? New solutions. And also, saying Katarina, joy and creativity is also part of that spark where it brings out that joy, that radiance, where you feel like, oh my God, this is really what I wanted. And taking everything with a pinch of salt. Yes, I think we're getting really well equipped with that in our human communication and interaction. And then the lighter you take what's coming, the easier you're going to be able to ride it. So, yeah, just breathe through it and smile as and when possible. You know, we all know in the human physical incarnation, that's easier said than done, but maybe it helps us going forward, just having that as a reminder. So I've spoken now. As I said, my guides were really on for me to come on, so I knew there was more than a few things to share. And now I'm letting it happen. If it's channeled light codes activation, pure light language transmission, I really don't know. I'm as curious as you to see how it will unfold coming forward. And you may wish to close your eyes, hold your hands over your heart while the transmission is coming in. We come to greet you. We are from the higher dimensional realms. We are your cosmic brothers and sisters. Or you could also say, for some you perceive it as future embodiments or an awareness of your soul being multidimensionally aligned. You will feel the connection with us increasing over time. And some of you wonder now, who exactly are we? Are we the Galactic Federation of Light? Are we future embodiments? Are we aspects of self? At the end, all is interconnected. Whatever makes you feel that connection more strongly is the way forward for now, as things are so in flux and interchangeable. Yet know, we from the galactical realms are here to support you. We of the highest and purest light do everything to support that dramatic shift you are undergoing. And really know, we observe you, we send our love frequencies, codes to you who is open to receive that message in this channeling or in other versions. Some of you may feel our presence increasingly surrounding you. You can always ask for synchronicities, signs and messages in your surroundings. You can define how you would like your interaction to take place with us. For we are very flexible and open and can read your consciousness with your permission telepathically. So if you struggle to perceive us, then simply give clear guidelines and we know the signs and markers that work for you, and we use those to ease in that beginning stage of interaction, or in times of energetic turbulence as you are experiencing right now, where it is simply harder to get a clear channel and an easy communication, for there is so much tremor, electricity, highly charged particles in the air, where communication for periods of times can be disturbed. And you know that from your technical equipment. If there's a strong storm in your area, it impacts the receptivity of your phone, and you may not always get your messages in from electrical devices. The same applies to us as your guides and friends and family. We are your team. We love you and we are here for you. Iwe kikina namasa, shia sisi kaka namaha, miwe sisi namaha. Miwea kikina namasa, hai shishi nanamasa, ewa nanamasa, ewa nana mia kiki ishishi namasa, siwa nana mia kiki sasana maha, mia kiki sana maha, I kiki sha 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 nana maha. I kiki shasha namaha. Niuiana, miuiana, sinamaha, sinamaha. Kia isisi shishi kakana maha. Iwana na masa kiki ishkakana masa. Kiki ishkakana masa. Hia kiki sasana maha. Hia kiki sasana maha. Mia kiki nana masa. Mi kiki sasana maha. Iwa shishi kaka namasa. Iwa kiki shasha sana maha. A kiki sisi namaha. A kiki sisi namaha. Hia kaka nana masa, hia kaka nana masa, miwe sasana nana maha, miwe sisi nana maha, aka aka aka, aka aka aka. Blessed it be, so mote it be, and so it is. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Namaste. Wow, I was like, oh wow, that's a wonderful stream of energies coming in, and I forgot to memorize it. I mean, the message in the channel language was really clear, and then the golden solar light beings came straight in to help with the alignment of our light body, also the shifts and changes in our, what Tim Wilde calls the solar junction, that new chakra beyond our stellar gateway that dials us into solar activity, and also bringing us an extra layer of protection and support, so we are able to work with these frequencies. Then there was a really soft divine feminine alignment, a clearing of our chakras. Again, they working with our spine, the pranic tube, the 33 vertebrae, that the energy flows. There's a gentle preparation for the Kundalini activities, and they're saying that's really coming strong around the 11/11. So I welcome all of you who join us on the 11th or 12th of November for the activation. And dolphins were coming in, and the dolphins then worked, when I did my hands up here, they worked on our higher chakras to kind of help balance this and feel like you're not super expanded, that you learn to master and manage those high incoming frequencies. And then at the end, there came a beautiful blessing for all of us. So, and when I said that, it was 2333, so it was 233, and that's also the Christ light activation coming in, the frequencies of the higher Christ light. And I hope you enjoyed this video. I thank you all who comment and send likes and shares. Thank you for all the friends requests I'm receiving. And I wish you a most wonderful Samhain. I've trained that word for so long and still didn't come out right. So a wonderful Samhain Halloween weekend, a beautiful new moon next week. And I'm sure I see you all soon again. Blessings and namaste to you.